So Pebble, let's talk about Pebble. So much promise, not a whole lot of payoff. Sources at the information say that the troubled smartwatch maker might soon be acquired by Fitbit for somewhere between $34 and $40 million. Sounds like a good price, but not as good as their previous offers, including the $740 million from watchmaker Citizen.
Wow.
That offer was made in 2015, and $70 million was offered from Intel earlier this year in 2016. The company has already shown lots of signs of struggle. They laid off 25% of their 160-person workforce. And it seems like not only a sad story for the company, but for the world of independent wearables and for companies that are backed by Kickstarter.
Yeah, I mean, oh man. I mean, Pebble definitely has its hardcore fans. So there are a lot of people that are in that category that probably went to, were there with the initial Kickstarter a few years ago, went there again for the follow-up Kickstarter or Kickstarters. I lost track at this point. Pebble really returned to the Kickstarter a few times.
I think they've had at least 3.
Yeah. So they're going to be disappointed if the brand, which it sounds like is going to be dissolved in the transition. So that's kind of a bummer. Pebble's official Twitter account earlier today posted a single tweet with a shrug emoji, and it's not there anymore. So it seems like maybe that, I'm not sure if that's confirmation of some sort, but it kind of seems like it could be.
Oh, I want to know what happens to the current Kickstarter campaigns, because the Pebble Core, I kickstarted. I also kickstarted the Pebble Time. Then I got my Apple Watch. So I think I wore the Pebble Time for a couple of weeks.
That's part of the problem, right? I mean, and that's what a lot of people are wondering or kind of guessing here is that Pebble had some really great success early on, but there wasn't the competition with Apple at that point. And there was hardly competition, at least in the initial stages, with other competing platforms like Android Wear, which we will talk about in a second. So yeah, I mean, that on top of what you were saying, just kind of the world of wearables in general, just kind of dissolving a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the Pebble Core I got because you were able to run with it without, bringing your smartphone along. But since then, the Apple Watch Series 2 came out, and I can run with that without bringing my smartphone along. So I guess Fitbit will get Pebble's intellectual property and the Pebble OS. And yeah, I mean, Fitbit's also struggling. Like you said, it's after their IPO, their stock was $49. Now it's down to $8.
That's Fitbit or that's Pebble?
Fitbit.
Because Pebble isn't an IPO.
Yeah, Fitbit.
Yeah, man, going from, in 2015, if that's true, $740 million offer from Citizen. I mean, that you can kind of understand why that would have been made and not accepted by Pebble, because there was this kind of groundswell of like independent support from Kickstarter, and they were all over the news, and they really were kind of differentiated from, they were differentiated based on the fact that they actually existed, and there wasn't a whole lot of other options in that space, and they were early and everything. But man, how far you fall at that point to go from $740 million to this is, $34 to $40 million. I don't even know if that surpasses what they made off their Kickstarters, just as like a basis to compare it to. I saw somebody online that said, I don't even think that's the same amount, that quite adds up to the same amount. So not good.
No, and I guess I don't really understand it, because I thought that the Kickstarter, well, now we know how many people want one, and we'll produce that many amount. We'll have the money up front, but I guess it's not as easy to.
Well, and then what? Yeah. Then you have to move into this other, into other avenues and continue the progress. And apparently they were not able to do that.
Mm-hmm. And Owen in the chat room asked when I get my Pebble Core. I think it was supposed to be January of 2017, and I'll keep you updated, because I want my Pebble Core.
It'll be a collector's item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.